Hello and welcome to my no return tips video. In this video, I'll give some advice if you're looking to be better at no return. I'll be talking about points, some general gameplay tips, and some specific encounters later on. Okay, so as you can see here, you get 50 points for no guns, unseen, and also if you open a safe in a capture. You get 30 points for all headies, 20 points if you start in combat, but this is only for assault encounters. You won't get that anywhere else in the game. You also get 20 points for not having an ally with you, but these 20-point ones are really just like a pure luck thing, so you can't manipulate it in any way to get those 20 points, unfortunately. You get 10 points if you complete a gambit in the encounter, and also for any multi you get. So multis are kind of weird. If you're to kill like 3 people in a multi, that still is only 10 points. Like, I don't think you get the extra points for that multi. Kind of sucks, but it's just how it is. You also get 10 points for kills on hunted encounters instead of the usual 5, so that makes it very good for points. If you can get like a hunted infected in a later round, like encounter 5 or something, that's really good for points, and that's where you're probably going to be getting your high scores. You get 5 points for most types of kills you get. So melee kills, stealth kills, headshots, kills with a hostage, and stuns. A couple things here. Stealth kills count with silencers. Basically, if no one's alerted and you were to grab an enemy and then shoot them in the head while you have a silencer on your gun, you get those extra 5 points. That can sometimes be useful if you're going for all headies in an encounter, but you kind of want to maintain what you want, like a couple extra points in there. Also, kills with a hostage, just to clarify what that actually is, in case that's not clear. Basically, when you have a grabbed enemy, you can aim with your gun, and then you can kill another enemy, and you get 5 points for that. These can also be really good if you were to, for instance, have a hostage, and they get a headshot. You get like 10 points from that kill, so that's really good. To get into stun points, these are from throwing a brick or bottle at an enemy, shooting someone in the shin, popping a clicker's head, and for using a stun bomb. You can't farm stun points off of one enemy, so bricking them and then waiting for them to unstun and then brick them again won't get you extra points, it will only be 5. So, my advice, just get the one stun and like don't mess around with it. Another thing to note is that hitting someone with a brick or bottle won't get you stun points. So what I mean by that is, if you were to hold a brick in your hand and to melee the enemy with that brick, you get the stun animation, but you don't get those 5 points. For some reason, it's just kind of stupid, but that's how it is. There's also ways to get 100 points in encounters, but these are like quite specific. So the ways you get these are, there's 4 different ways. You get 100 points when you beat an encounter. You get 100 points for if you do it in under 3 minutes with no damage, or 100% accuracy. 100 points for completing an encounter like doesn't change. It will always be 100 as long as you beat that encounter, but the other 100 points work a little differently. So with the other ones, they all start at 100, and then they're affected by how you play in that encounter. So for the under 3 minutes one, how it works is for every 5 seconds over 3 minutes, you lose 1 point. So if you were to take 4 minutes to complete an encounter, you would end up with only 88 points. But like, time doesn't matter across the whole of a board. It only matters in assault encounters, captures, and the boss. So you don't need to worry about going fast in a holdout or a hunted, because, well, a hunted is a timed encounter anyway, so that would be stupid. Um, and yeah, holdouts, you can kind of just take your time with that. For damage, you lose 1 point for every 2 points of damage you take. So if you were to take 20 damage in an encounter, you'd only get 90 points out of that. And it's the same concept for allies and a holdout, which is why you should try to limit the damage they take. The ally 100 points basically replaces the time 100 points, so you'll still be getting like 200 points out of, well, you'll probably get like, I don't know, maybe like 400 in an encounter in like a holdout if you were to beat it, um, have your ally take no damage, have you take no damage, and hit every shot as well. Um, so you can get a lot of points, and accuracy is calculated based on shots you take versus shots you miss. When you're doing no guns, more often than not, you'll have 100% accuracy, but sometimes it's not always 100%. It can be affected by like a trap mine that didn't get set off, and you didn't pick it up before the encounter ended. That will count toward your accuracy. And sometimes pipe bomb throws that don't hit anyone can also affect it, but with pipe bombs, I think there's no really like specific way. It's weird. The pipe bomb accuracy is just strange. I just wanted to talk about weapons quickly. No Return has a lot of weapons for you to choose from, but in my opinion, not all of them are good, and they can just hinder rather than help. First off, limit the amount of guns you have in a run. Too many guns can just lead to bad ammo drops in later encounters. So if you've got like 4 guns, it might drop ammo for the gun that you don't have in your hand right now, and that sucks. Personally, I like to get the shotgun, and that's pretty much it for guns, but you can take other guns if you want. Like, my opinion doesn't like matter that much. If you have a preference, you can take it. But I would suggest avoiding Ellie's rifle and the flamethrower. The flamethrower, it just sucks. It's not good for points, and it doesn't do that much damage. And for Ellie's rifle, that's another gun that's not really that good for points because it one-shots a lot of enemies. Um, it can be good for like multis on infected because it can shoot through 2 of them, but it's not great. And if you're playing a revolver character or playing as Manny, who has the hunting pistol, I'd suggest trying to get a pistol as it's just a really good gun for points because you can get a lot of leg stunts with it. We have a subway station hunted. This encounter is kind of daunting. Like any hunted humans is just like a daunting encounter, especially when it's rattlers. It's scary and you don't really know what to do. Subway station, there's more of a strat to it than other hunted encounters. So I'm gonna show probably the best way to do it for points, and it involves it's no guns, and it involves taking advantage of the amount of throwables you have on this map. There's so many. So like, I get this brick. Any throwable will do, and then I plonk myself here, and pretty much all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit here and wait for the first enemy to spawn. You want to get, hold on, you want to be getting um, as many kills as you can with a throwable. Like not every kill has to be a throwable. You can just use your fists if you need to, if you're in a pinch. But I would recommend trying to get the throwable so you can get a one-hit kill. And we're going to be using the cover that I'm in right now here to minimize the amount of damage I'm going to take from gunshots. This is a little bit harder with rattlers because on rattlers most of the enemies tend to have guns rather than melees, but if you're going up against the WLF or Scars, you have less chance of guns on the first encounter, at least. I don't really know what the play is in later encounters for Subway, because it can get tricky with all those guns around. But anyway, I'm going to get into it, and I'm going to show what I do. Because if my explanation didn't make sense, the visuals would be better. I'm sure. Okay, so she's coming, and she has a gun, but she's not going to hit me, because I'm here.
Right there!
Throw it for the safety of cover. And then I kind of run around a little bit. Because there's melee people. Oh, there she is. And then now that I don't know where anyone is, I'm gonna sit back here. Oh, and he's a melee. Okay, a gun has just spawned. I'm gonna keep my head down a little bit. And now he's hiding away. And grab this brick. I'm gonna head back over here.
Behind that door!
I'm really gonna be sitting here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the heck? That was crazy. I've never had that happen before. Okay. I thought it was gonna take a hit. Oh, and there's a guy about to take a hit. But that's okay. Yep. With Jesse, obviously he spawns with a pipe bomb. This probably isn't gonna be crazy good for points. You can play this a bit more cautiously, but do the sort of same thing. In this rough area, there's so many throwables that you can get good points. Yeah, I took damage from the guns there, so I lost a lot of points. That's unfortunate. I wasn't playing particularly cautiously. But even with a big point loss, I have 480 points, which is, like, quite a lot. And if you were going for Unseen, you would most likely get less than this. Okay, so I wanted to show an alternate version of Hunted Humans Subway, just in case that previous strat is a little too daunting and you want something a little safer. I have a way to get Unseen. It's not always 100%, and it's really not the best for points, but you can try it if you want, and if you feel comfortable with it, then that's the way to go. First, I'm actually just going to run around and kind of show you where I know the melee weapons to spawn, because those can be helpful for this strat. I'll grab the brick. So you can get a pipe here, on that little bench, and this axe always spawns on top of that vending machine, and there's sort of, I think, a large axe around that area. It's on one of the benches. Anyway, for the strat, it's pretty much, you're just going to be sitting in one place, and that place is here.
Son of a bitch.
They should de-aggro before they reach me, and pretty much all I'm going to do is, as they're walking past this door, I'm going to spam the grab button, which is triangle, to grab them, and then I'm going to pull them around this corner, and I'm going to stealth kill them. Sometimes you can get spotted. It's not always like this. Oh, I'm about to get spotted. I don't think so, but I'm spamming triangle right now. And there he goes. He grabs her. And I pull her around this corner and just choke her. You can get melee gambits, which is just an extra 10 points, and that can be good. But all I'm doing is sitting. I think you only need 2 points to get 450. Sorry, 2 kills to get 450, or it's 3. I can't remember. But 2 kills plus a gambit is good. Also, there's normally a brick nearby here. I picked it up already. So that can be useful for like a stun. There's this dude here. I got him. And there's only about 10 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to bother trying to kill anyone else, because that puts me at risk, and I'm just going to sit here.
Okay.
That guy could have spotted me, but he didn't, and that was very lucky. So let's see what we have. Okay, so I ended up with 460 at the end, which was better than I thought. So, obviously we got the unseen points. So, 1 kill plus unseen is 450, which is really nice if you just want to play it safe here. So if you're not confident in trying to be hyper aggressive, then this is the way to go, because you can get out of here no damage and 100% accuracy. Although the other one is 100% because no guns. But anyway, you get those points for the stealth kills or stuns as well. You can get points for stuns, so you could probably get like 465 or 470 if you're really lucky. This is just an alternate. Good luck. This is Hunted Humans Supermarket. Most of these strats I'm showing are like hyper specific to Encounter 1 because it gets more tricky. But Supermarket is very simple. I feel like most people can do this. It's rather safe as well. But first, I want to show the spawns of the weapons. So on this head here, this bull head, there can be the axe. It's the small axe. It's the one with, I think, 6 or 7 hits. And then over here, we don't have it right now, but in this little, like, checkout here, in front of it, you get the pipe sometimes. Also, make sure to have a bottle, like, before going into this back room. This back room here is, like, our headquarters. And here we have the actual melee weapon spawn, which is the plank, but the plank will be here. There's no, like, guarantee of what's going to be what, but there will always be one of these somewhere. With the plank specifically, I don't pick it up for a little bit, just so I can play it. Just so when I don't have bricks, I can kill enemies faster. The multiplier is also good for this because I have, whoa. It's fire on hits, which is nice.
Caught you, wolf!
Yeah, and there's someone here. Okay, and now I'm gonna go back and flank. Oof. Some gunshots. That was close. But yeah. Literally just gonna be chilling back here. Sometimes here can be a good position because they'll come through the door frame and you can get a strike kill on them, which is a one-hit kill, but it's only like when they're not alerted to you. There's also a full blade here every single time. Yep. So we got someone coming in this room, and I'm gonna get a strike on them. Although I think there's someone behind me too. There is. That's fine. And I'm just gonna hide here.
God.
From the guns. Okay, I didn't get the last kill, but that's okay. But yeah, we got some good stun points. Yeah, so that was 475, which I think is pretty good for a Hunted Humans. But yeah, you can normally get between like 4 and 6 kills. Sometimes you can get 7 at a push if you're like extra aggressive. And if you get good luck with spawns of bottles and stuff, you can get more stuns too. This was just kind of an easier one because I had the fire on melee modifier on, which kind of gives you an advantage. It's actually really useful for getting good points, and it's only like a it doesn't change the multiplier that much. so it's not a huge loss. Okay, so what I'm going to be showing now is a very simple strat for specifically hardware store. All you need is 3 trap mines. You can get no guns, guaranteed, and if it's a human encounter, you can most likely get unseen out of it unless they're starting in combat. So I'm just gonna jump into it. You don't need anything special with the trap mines, just 3 trap mines, that's it. And this works for any character because everyone has trap mines in a return. This is a great spawn. So simply, all we want to do is, depending on where you spawn, it can kind of be harder, but there's like sort of only 2 spots. Well, there's really only 1 spot that's kind of like tight with the time. So how this strat works basically is you spawn trap the enemies. So you're gonna place a trap mine down, and they will spawn on top of the trap mine, and they will all die if it's humans. 1 trap mine doesn't kill shamblers, and I don't think it kills armored clickers either. If you're playing as someone like Bill, you could probably get away with putting down 2 trap mines, or you can just pick the armored clickers and shamblers off with the bricks and bottles that you have at your disposal. Anyway, yeah. All we need is this area here. In front of this door, in these leaves, is where we're going to place our trap mine. I don't think this spot is too specific, but you want it sort of near where I placed it. And all we do is run here, and we stand here, and we wait for the wave to spawn in. Don't go beyond this little like barrier, act as this is like a border. And they all blow up. And then we do the same thing, rinse and repeat, until the end of the encounter. This can be really good for like, if you're trying to go unseen on a human encounter, or it's a late stage human encounter and you don't think you can do it, but it's the point route, and this is the way to get that done. Every time with humans, it should do it. Yeah, I placed it somewhere a little bit different. I actually don't know if that will affect it, but most of the, well, you won't be getting Gambit on this one, but that's a small sacrifice to make for this. Like, the kills from prone Gambit doesn't work for this, unfortunately.
God damn.
Even though I think it should, but it doesn't. Anyway, this is kind of cheese. If you feel like you can do it a better way, then by all means do it. You could probably get all headies out of this or something in a late stage, but it's just risky for your run. So if you want to play it safe, this is the way to do it. I do want to just throw out there that it's not... Oh, wait, hold on. I actually did get unseen. Because they didn't spot me, but they do start in combat, they just didn't see me? Interesting. I didn't even think that was a thing. Okay, so now we have logging camp, and the strat for this is very simple. It's all headies, and it only works on assault, because captures, obviously, they're kind of bound to a certain area. The downside to this is that it's like quite time consuming. You lose a lot of points in time, but it's very simple anyway. Obviously just avoid the chain clickers. Unfortunately, I don't have the brick, but I don't have the time to get one. So all we do is just sit up here in this little area and wait for the enemies to push. As they come up on the ladder or the little bit to my right, you just shoot them in the knee and then grab them as they're down, and you can maybe get a hostage kill.
Over here!
just like that. Oh man, that is really unfortunate. Okay, we're gonna have to improv a little bit. Yeah, that was just like pretty bad timing. Two came up at once. I got shot. But yeah, that pretty much is how it works.
God damn it!
There's no one down here.
Shit, let go!
Okay.
Keep it up!
Okay, yep.
Fucker! Okay, take it easy.
Yeah, so if that was a non-helmeted enemy, you just aim down and pop his head and then you get the hostage kill, but because he has a helmet on, I'm not going to be able to get that heady, really. It's too much of a risk for points.
I know you're out there!
Considering this one is, like, pretty bad for points already because of the time loss, you don't really want to be losing all headies.
Got you now!
Oh my god, that was close. I don't want to take that shot either. Yeah, and hopefully you get lucky with the spawns, because you kind of want to be back here before the time runs out. And also Gambit is kind of just like either a blessing or a curse on this one. But yeah, it's pretty easy to understand how it works, but it just takes some practice to get a hold of it. Also, I'm just like not in my best form today, so I'm missing. But that's obviously an excuse. Okay, there's no one down there. Probably also not doing... No, actually, I'm on 15, that's fine. Yeah, something to consider is how much ammo you have before picking up bullets as well. Because if you've got like 16 in a mag, and you're picking up... Well, hold on. If you've got like 5 in a... 15 in a mag, and you're picking up 4 bullets to get you to 16, it's kind of like a waste. Because like a 4 drop is lovely. Yeah. Oh, hold on. We got a... Yep, there we go. There's that multi. Well, kills with a hostage, I mean, not a multi. But yeah, that's an extra 10 points. Well, an extra 5, because you get the 5 for the multi, 5 for the heady, but that's 10 total. So, the way to really play it is to, and I'm talking assaults in general, is to stun them, and while they're on the, hold on.
Damn it!
When you have a hostage, to stun them while they're on, to stun an opposite enemy with a leg shot, and then shoot their head as they're, like, on the ground. It's a pretty hard thing to do. I can't do it very well, but, like, that's the way to maximize your points. And it probably made no sense what I just said, but, oh well.
There you are!
Well, let's see. Is he gonna straighten up?
Let go of me!
Not really, no. Yeah, I've got 8, so I'm definitely gonna push for this. And I held onto my brick too. I think I just got lucky with this one as well, because they're starting in combat. So obviously it's the extra 20 points, and they just come here faster. In search, it's a lot harder. You kind of just have to make sure they see you. Okay, those two are coming. This could be tricky.
Bad idea.
Bad idea, taking me on. Sorry, that's a line from Battlefront 2. I've been playing a lot of that recently. See, this is what happens. I start yapping, even in the tutorial. Oh my god, I think I'm dead. That was really unfortunate. He just had a crazy angle on me. Yeah, so you kind of do have to watch out, because sometimes, depending on the spawn, they can be back there in the logging camp.
Move in!
The lumber mill, I mean. Yeah, I'm dead. But you can see how the strat works, anyway. Pretty much just be aware of your surroundings and try not to get overwhelmed. Only 2 can come at like max at once, so should be alright. It can be very simple. You just need to put the practice in. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful and you learned something new. There should be a video on no guns versus all headies coming out after this one, and the link should be in the description below. If you have any questions or anything you'd like me to cover, please just leave a comment. Good luck out there.